It's sad that a good percentage of this country is raised to be racist. Yeah, and a lot of us did not actually realize that we were being raised to be racist when we were growing up. Most of it is just ignorance, and the rest of it is probably just misdirected anger. Me, I was raised in the ignorant side of things. I had family members that would just tell me the wrong information all the time. My grandmother was terrified of black people because whenever she flipped on the news and she saw some terrible story, it was usually a black person that was perpetrating the crime. And it wasn't because more black people committed crime, but that the news stories really focused more on those crimes. And so, since she was so afraid of these people, she would tell me things like, those people would slit your throat just as soon as look at you, so stay away from them. And I would ask her, why would they do that? I didn't do anything to them. And she said, they want to get even with us for slavery. To which I would say, I didn't do that either. And she'd say, yeah, I know, but they see us all as being the same. That was kind of interesting. Because a lot of the things that they fear is projection. They are thinking, this is what I would do if I were one of them. I grew up with a mom that used to say black people and Mexicans under her breath like they were some sort of a slur. Something along the lines of, hey, did you see that guy who just walked out of the store? And she goes, the black one? I saw a moving van up the street at the Miller's old house. Is somebody new moving in? Yeah, they're Mexican. And these little microaggressions, they stick with you when you're a kid growing up, and it's weird. You find yourself saying stupid shit like that because you were raised to do it. But fortunately, Gen X was the first generation to be raised in fully integrated schools. So it was not unusual for me to have black people in my classes. So fortunately, as I got to know these people from class, I started seeing them as very normal people, which was very strange for me because that made me start seeing my family members as very abnormal people. They start looking very paranoid to you very quick once you start getting to know people of other races and then still seeing how your family reacts to people of other races. At my first elementary school, I had a friend who was Jewish, and we were going to have a Christmas party one year, and his family came to pick him up. And I thought that was a bummer because I wanted to hang out with my friend. And the other kids were like, well, why does he get to go home and we don't? I would rather go home than have a Christmas party at school. And all the teacher told us was, oh, his family is Jewish. They don't believe in Christmas. And we were like, huh? There was Christmas stuff everywhere. How could they not believe in it? So the next day when Joel came back to class, the other kids were like, you're weird and your parents are stupid because they don't believe in Christmas. And that level of ignorance just makes people a little racist. The other type of racism is just based on hatred because you feel like that you need to have somebody beneath you so that you don't feel so bad about your life. Those people are the hardest ones to turn around, so I just kind of stopped trying with them. But sadly, most of the people who are racist in this country do not know that they are racist. They think, I can't be racist. I don't do things like this. I can't be racist. I was attracted to a black person one time. They're the type of people who just don't understand nuance, and a lot of times they can kind of be converted, but they have to learn to recognize the symptoms, and a lot of them don't want to, because that means that they have to face some uncomfortable truths about their past. And instead of doing that, they would rather just lie to themselves. That's way easier. And I used to believe that racism was getting so much better in this country, but I don't know anymore. I don't know where we are in this country anymore. And this is the most uncertain I have ever felt about my own country in my entire life, right now. So all I can do is try and argue against these behaviors every time that I see them and just be the best me I can be, I guess. I just expected the country to be so much more progressive at this point in my life. But in the immortal words of the great philosopher Jagger, you can't always get what you want.